Hey neighbor, so we were talking about the dandelions a few days ago, and I made a mistake, and I'm going to share this with you. So those dandelions I didn't get a chance to get to. And if you collect dandelions, you know you can't just leave them around because they will turn into the fronds. They'll turn into that in the house. They don't need sunlight for that. So this is what I have left, and I still did wrong because you should, once you harvest them, and I normally harvest in the morning, you should go ahead and remove your leaves so it's not so difficult to open your dandelion. But how I get mine is I split my dandelion head in half, and then you can just pull out all of your leaves. Okay, so this part is the only part that we're using from our dandelion. All right, so we want to make sure we get all of the yellow and none of the green. So, okay, this is the second half. If you look at it right here, if you pull that back, you'll get all your leaves. You get all your leaves out of your dandelion. And that's the part we're going to use to make our tea, which is the basis for your wine and for your jelly, okay? So I have to make the decision to just do the wine because that was all the dandelions that I had left. So I'm going to make the wine. That'd be separate. And if I can find some more, I'll do the jelly. But basically that's all you need for your basis of what you're going to do with your dandelion is the yellow part, your leaves, okay? So as soon as you harvest them, go ahead and pull them, put them to the side so that you'll have it. I normally fill my jar up with hot water. I don't boil it. I fill my jar up with hot water and I let these leaves steep for 24 hours. And so I'm gonna get all of these peeled. I'm gonna get that water done. And when I come back, I'm going to show you how I turn this into the wine, okay? Okay, let me get this done. So I didn't tell you that if you process enough dandelions, you'll start seeing your finger stain. So if it bothers you to have your finger stain or that type of thing, you can do that with gloves. It'll fade in a couple of days. Okay, I'll get back to it. All right, my loves, so the tea has steeped, okay? Here's a little side note into that. Once your tea has steeped and you've poured your tea off of your petals, you can put a top on it and refrigerate this up until a week before you have to use it. So sometimes when I get busy, things have to, juggle around. So mine has actually been sitting in the refrigerator for about 3 days, and the longer it sits, the more golden it gets. And I'm not sure why. I can't really explain that. So probably it would be a good note to just add that to the recipe, that we're going to let that tea sit for 24 to 48 hours once you've taken off the petals to make sure it gets golden. But here's when we get to the wine part, okay? Normally, I'll use the bread yeast when I'm making a wine that has fruit and whole mash pieces in it. But when I'm making the wines from the teas, I switch my yeast and I actually use a wine yeast, okay? And this one is for white wines, so a milder wine. So to 4 cups of water, we're going to add 4 cups of tea, 1 packet of our wine yeast, and we're going to add 2.5 cups of sugar. As always, yes, I know it looks like a lot of sugar. It is a lot of sugar. We have to feed our yeast for 30 days, okay? So we got to make sure it's eating what it needs. I'm also using the airlock. You could get these from that other site. That one, you can get these. They're very inexpensive. They just go on top of your bottle. That way all of your gas and bubbles can leak out and nothing can get in, and you can monitor what's going on, okay? So simple. 4, 4, 2, 1 pack. And just like that, we have the starts to our dandelion wine. Now, you will see as the process goes, like with our other wines, it will start to clear up. You will hear the bubble activity on your wine. Some days it might be really active. If it's warmer, some days it's not as active. So this is the start of that. 30 days. Rule of thumb, always 30 days, okay? And so after the 30 days, we're going to bottle it. The longer a dandelion wine sits, the better it tastes. And I've had it come out 2 ways, one flat and one sparkling. I'm not sure The difference, sometimes it is more of the yeast that I've collected when I'm making the tea, so that gets it really, really active, and you end up with a sparkling wine, which is beyond. Even as a flat wine, it is amazingly delicious. When I tell you, if you do this and you taste it, it tastes like summertime. That's the best way to describe it. I don't know it. Honey, sunshine, floral. It is delicious. So if you haven't tried one yet, this one, this one is a winner. Okay, so wine done. Back out to the garden. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you.